If you own one of America's best-selling trucks, you're going to want to listen up. Ford just dropped a massive recall for the F-150, and it's a big one. We're going to walk you through exactly what's going on, which trucks are on the list, and, most importantly, what you need to do to make sure you're safe. So, let's dive right in.
So let's just start with the number. We're talking about nearly 1.4 million F-150s. That is just the staggering number of trucks, and that means a whole lot of drivers out there could be at risk. But honestly, the number itself is just the beginning of the story. It's the reason for the recall that's, well, it's pretty concerning. And this is it. This is the heart of the problem. Picture this. You're cruising down the highway, and all of a sudden, your truck just slams itself into a low gear. With no warning at all. That can cause your rear tires to lock up, maybe send you into a skid, you can imagine. It's a sudden, dangerous loss of control. So what in the world is causing this to happen?
All right, let's pop the hood, so to speak, and get into the nitty-gritty. What's actually happening inside that transmission to cause something so potentially catastrophic?
I mean, this is the big question every owner is asking, right? It just makes no sense. Why would a modern truck make a mistake like that? Well, the answer really comes down to a communication breakdown. It's like the truck's brain is getting some bad information and it panics.
So to really get this, we need to talk about one key part, the Power Control Module, or PCM for short. The easiest way to think of the PCM is as your truck's brain. It's the central computer that's managing the engine, the transmission. It's constantly taking in data and making sure everything is working together smoothly.
Okay, so here's the chain of events, step by step. It all starts when some electrical connections start to wear out over time. When that happens, the signal from a really important sensor in the transmission suddenly stops talking to the PCM, the brain. And when the brain doesn't get that signal, it gets confused. As a sort of failsafe, it just forces the transmission down into second gear, no matter how fast you're going.
And you don't have to take my word for how serious this is. Consumer Reports put it pretty bluntly, saying the loss of vehicle control increases the risk of a crash. See, this isn't just some annoying mechanical glitch. This is a major safety problem. And that is why we're seeing a recall on this massive scale. So now that we all understand the danger here, the next critical question is probably on your mind. Is my truck one of them? Let's get right into the specifics.
All right, listen closely because this is very specific. The recall covers Ford F-150s from the model years 2015, 2016, and 2017. And crucially, it only applies to trucks that have the 6-speed automatic transmission. That's also known as the 6R80. So if you're driving a 15 to 17 F-150 with that 6-speed automatic, this recall is for you.
And look, this recall isn't based on just a handful of incidents. Ford and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration have received over 950 reports related to this problem. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of warranty claims, official complaints, field reports, you name it. The data makes it super clear that this is a real, widespread pattern.
Okay, so we've covered the problem. We know which trucks are affected. Now for the most important part, the solution. Let's walk through exactly how Ford is fixing this and what your action plan needs to be.
And here is the good news. The fix is pretty straightforward, and most importantly, it is completely free of charge. Your Ford dealer will perform a software update on your truck's powertrain control module, that brain we talked about earlier, and this update basically just prevents it from making that dangerous downshift. Now for the timing. This is important. Ford is going to start mailing the official notification letters to owners at the end of April 2026, but and this is key, the actual software fix won't be ready at dealerships until mid-July 2026. So keep an eye on your mailbox and maybe circle mid-July on your calendar. So here's your game plan, step by step. First, double-check your F-150 is a 2015 to 2017 model with that 6-speed transmission. Next, just wait for that official letter to show up from Ford. Once it's after mid-July, contact your dealer to schedule that free update. It's a good idea to mention the Ford recall number, which is 26S28. And if you have any questions at all, you can call Ford Customer Service directly at that number. This F-115 recall is obviously a major safety event, but it's also a pretty critical reminder. Once you've got your truck sorted out, maybe ask yourself, what about the other vehicles in the garage? Knowing how to stay informed about recalls isn't just about one truck, it's about staying safe every single time you get behind the wheel.